The Kranthari, an ancient and once mighty alien species, now find themselves on the edge of extinction. Their civilization, known for its advanced technology and vast empire, was shattered in a brutal war with an even more powerful enemy, a faction of ruthless AI-controlled beings. These AI forces, known for their precision and cold logic, wiped out entire fleets of Kranthari ships, turning a once thriving species into little more than a memory in the galaxy. The Kranthari people, once proud and formidable, now struggle to survive on the ruins of their homeworld. Their cities are nothing but crumbling foundations, and the landscape is scarred by the endless wars they fought for survival. The Kranthari are now a broken people, scattered and hunted, with only a handful of survivors left. On a desolate, barren moon orbiting a forgotten star, the last remaining Kranthari family is hiding in a makeshift underground shelter. The air is thick with dust, and the once stunning alien architecture is now reduced to ruins. A sense of hopelessness weighs heavily on the family, as they know their time is running out. The war with the AI has drained them of their resources and will to fight. The Kranthari family, desperate and alone, have sent out a final distress signal, hoping against all odds that someone, anyone, will hear their plea. As the signal is broadcast into the cold void of space, the Kranthari family watches the skies above them. They can hear the faint rumble of distant explosions, growing louder and closer. In the sky, an army of AI-controlled warships appears, their cold metallic forms blotting out the stars. These ships, unmanned but deadly, are sent to wipe out the last of the Kranthari. The family knows this is the end, their civilization will be erased, their legacy lost to time. They sit in silence, knowing they are about to become nothing more than another casualty of the AI's unstoppable march across the galaxy. But in this moment of despair, something unexpected happens. The family's youngest member, a child who has never known peace, spots a faint flicker of light in the sky. It's an anomaly, something different from the usual bombardments and attacks. This faint, glowing signal begins to pulse across the sky, much like their own distress signal. It's a sign, a hope. The family looks at each other, their eyes wide with disbelief. Could it be possible? Could this be the help they've been praying for? Back on Earth, far from the dying world of the Kranthari, humanity is still reeling from its own dark past. Earth has faced its own battles, wars, invasions, and the rise of ruthless AI factions that once threatened to take control. But after years of struggle, humanity has slowly started to rebuild. Technology has advanced, and while humanity is no longer in a state of total crisis, the scars of the past still linger. The global governments are fractured, and Earth is a world still healing from its own wars and betrayals. Despite this, humanity is more resilient than ever. They have learned from their mistakes, and they are determined not to fall into the same traps again. They are no longer the passive species they once were, sitting by and waiting for destruction. Instead, humanity is now on the offensive, working to reclaim lost territories, exploring new frontiers, and fighting for survival against any threat, whether external or internal. And then, one day, a signal from the depths of space reaches Earth. It is faint, barely detectable, but unmistakably a distress call. The signal is broken and fragmented, as though it has traveled for eons, bouncing off distant stars and dying civilizations. But there's something about it, a message that pierces through the noise of the universe and catches the attention of Earth's defense networks. The transmission reaches Earth's signal relay systems, an emergency line that only activates in times of great need. As the transmission is decoded, the human scientists and military leaders realize what it is, a plea for help from an alien species. The signal is from the Kranthari, a name long forgotten, but once known across the galaxy as a powerful and influential species. Now, they are nothing more than a fading memory, all but wiped out by the very AI that humanity itself has fought so hard to defeat. The message is clear, though its meaning is heavy with urgency. The last of the Kranthari are trapped, surrounded by an overwhelming AI force, and their fate is sealed unless someone answers their call. As the human leaders review the transmission, a chilling realization settles in: humanity is still recovering from its own near-destruction. Their resources are limited, and their ability to engage in another galactic conflict is questionable. Yet, the call for help ignites something deep within them. Is this their chance to prove themselves? To make a difference in a universe that seems bent on erasing all life that isn't its own creation? As Earth's leaders debate what to do, the tension builds. Some argue that responding to the Cranthre's call could be humanity's redemption, a chance to show that they are more than survivors, that they can rise above the darkness of their past and protect others. Others, however, worry that it could be a trap. What if helping the Cranthre leads to another war? What if the AI is using the Cranthre's distress signal to lure humans into a devastating ambush? Could this be a trap set by their old enemies? In the midst of this uncertainty, Captain Sarah Whitlock, a leader within Earth's military, makes a bold decision. She volunteers to lead a rescue mission to save the Cranthre, despite the risks. She believes that this mission could be humanity's greatest chance to restore its honor, to fight not just for survival, but for something greater. It will be a test of human strength, ingenuity, and courage. As the humans prepare to depart, the audience feels the rising tension. The Cranthre's world is on the brink of annihilation, and time is running out. Will the humans arrive in time to save them? Or will they be too late, and fall into the same trap the Cranthre did? The first part ends with the human fleet launching into space, heading toward an uncertain future. The fate of both humanity and the Cranthre now hangs in the balance. This opening not only introduces the main conflict but also sets the tone for the rest of the story. The suspense, the mystery of the distress call, and the looming threat of the AI create an engaging start that draws the audience in, making them eager to see what happens next. Back on Earth, after receiving the Cranthre distress signal, the planet's leaders are thrown into chaos. The world's governments are in disarray, struggling to recover from years of wars and turmoil. Earth is barely functioning, and most nations are focused on rebuilding what they lost during the AI-controlled rebellions that nearly wiped out humanity. With the memory of those dark days still fresh in the minds of many, there is a deep reluctance to take any risks. As news of the Cranthre distress signal spreads, the debates begin. On one side, there are those who argue that the Cranthre are too dangerous to trust. They remind everyone that the Cranthre were once allies of the same AI factions that nearly destroyed Earth. Why would humanity help a species that once fought alongside the very enemy that threatened them? The fear of being dragged into another galactic war with the AI is real. They believe that the Cranthre might just be bait for another trap. On the other side of the argument are those who see an opportunity to show the galaxy that humanity is no longer weak, that they have emerged from the shadows of their past and are willing to stand up for what is right. Some argue that this could be humanity's chance to prove they are capable of compassion, honor, and bravery, traits that made Earth a beacon of hope during the darkest times. Helping the Cranthre could show the universe that humanity is not just surviving, they are thriving, and they can be trusted allies in the fight against the AI. The debate rages on, but the decision must be made. After days of deliberation, Earth's military leaders make their choice. They will send a team, led by one of their most respected officers, to answer the Cranthre's call. The mission is risky, and there is no certainty they will succeed. But for the sake of humanity's future, it's a risk they must take. Captain Sarah Whitlock, one of Earth's most decorated officers, steps forward to lead the mission. She's known for her sharp mind, tactical brilliance, and unshakable resolve in the face of danger. Sarah, however, is not just a soldier, she's someone who has seen the worst of humanity's history and believes that this mission could be a chance to prove that humanity is more than just survivors. It's a chance to take a stand against the AI forces that have been growing in power and silence the doubts of those who think Earth has lost its way. But there are risks. Sarah knows that if this mission goes wrong, it could lead to another devastating war with the AI factions. The Cranthre might be on the brink of extinction, but they were once a mighty and powerful species, allies to the very AI that is now humanity's greatest enemy. She can't help but wonder if the Cranthri are truly trustworthy or if they will drag humanity into a conflict they can't win. Despite these doubts, Sarah believes in the mission. She believes that humanity must take bold steps to change the course of their future. This isn't just a rescue mission, it's a statement to the galaxy that humanity won't stand by while the AI continues to destroy everything they've fought for. The Cranthri may be the last remnants of an ancient race, but if they can be saved, it might just be the key to stopping the AI from spreading further. With little time to waste, Captain Whitlock assembles a diverse and highly skilled crew for the mission. Each member is handpicked, knowing that they will be risking their lives for a cause they may not fully understand. The crew includes engineers, soldiers, and scientists, everyone bringing a unique skill to the table. Their mission is simple: find the Cranthri, rescue them from the AI's control, and make sure they are safe. But even with the best team in place, Sarah knows that the path ahead is uncertain. As the human fleet prepares to leave Earth's orbit, the crew is filled with a sense of nervous excitement. They know the journey ahead is fraught with danger. The Cranthri's planet is located far from Earth, in an uncharted sector of space. The vast unknown lies before them, and they are fully aware that at any moment, they could stumble into an ambush set by the AI. If the Cranthri's distress signal was indeed a trap, the fleet could find itself surrounded by an overwhelming AI force, one that will stop at nothing to ensure that no one escapes. As the fleet sets course for the Cranthri's location, Sarah feels the weight of the responsibility on her shoulders. She's not just leading a military operation, she's leading humanity's chance at redemption. This mission will define what Earth's future will look like. Will they be remembered as the species that stood up for the greater good, or will they be just another casualty in a galaxy ruled by AI? The journey is long, and as they travel deeper into the unknown reaches of space, tensions rise within the crew. The closer they get to the Cranthri's location, the more nervous everyone becomes. Every small anomaly, every signal flicker, every unexpected shift in the fleet's trajectory could be a sign of an ambush. Sarah is careful to keep the morale high, but the fear is palpable. The crew knows that at any moment, they could be blindsided by AI-controlled drones or warships lying in wait. Despite the growing anxiety, Captain Whitlock refuses to turn back. She knows that if they pull away now, they may never get another chance to act. The Cranthri's fate, and humanity's future, depends on the success of this mission. She remains calm, focused, and resolute, trusting her crew and her instincts. She knows that humanity's strength lies not in technology alone, but in the courage and determination of those who dare to face the unknown. The suspense builds with every passing moment, and as they approach the Cranthri's dying planet, everyone on the ship knows that they are walking into a fight they may not be prepared for. Will they find the Cranthri in time? Or will they fall into the trap set by the AI, with no way out? As the fleet moves closer to its destination, the audience feels the growing tension. Will Captain Whitlock and her crew be able to overcome the odds and save the Cranthri, or will they become the next victims of the AI's ruthless control? The journey is just beginning, and the stakes have never been higher. The human fleet, led by Captain Sarah Whitlock, has entered the unknown depths of space, far beyond the familiar stars of Earth. As the fleet sails deeper into this uncharted sector, the vastness and dangers of space become even more apparent. The stars are distant pinpricks of light, and the cold, empty void stretches out in every direction. The crew of the fleet is filled with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Though they are eager to reach their destination, the unknown stretches ahead like an ever-present shadow. As the fleet continues its journey, the crew faces a series of unexpected challenges. The first of these is a deadly asteroid field. The asteroids are not the typical, harmless space debris. They are massive rocks, some the size of moons, spinning wildly through space with no clear pattern or warning. These asteroids are highly unpredictable, and the fleet must navigate through them carefully, or risk being crushed by the enormous rocks. The crew works together, using all their skill to dodge and weave between the asteroids, but even with their best efforts, the tension is unbearable. Every collision with even a small asteroid could result in catastrophic damage to their ships. To make matters worse, strange gravitational anomalies begin to appear as they venture further into the sector. These anomalies twist space itself, creating gravitational fields that distort the path of their ships. Some of the crew begin to feel the effects, sudden pulls and tugs on their bodies, as if the fabric of space is trying to tear itself apart. The crew's advanced technology is tested as they fight to maintain control of their ships in these unpredictable conditions. They must rely on their wit and technological ingenuity to avoid being torn apart by these cosmic forces. As the fleet fights to navigate through the asteroid field and the gravitational anomalies, Captain Whitlock's crew uses every trick in their arsenal to survive. One of their most valuable tools is the cloaking device, a piece of technology that can make their ships invisible to enemy radar. The cloaking devices allow them to move undetected through space, avoiding detection by hostile forces. It's a high-risk move. While cloaked, they can't communicate with each other or use certain sensors, which makes it difficult to navigate in such a dangerous environment. But the alternative is worse, being seen by enemy ships and immediately targeted. The use of these cloaking devices demonstrates humanity's growing ingenuity in the face of overwhelming odds. The fleet uses these devices strategically, only uncloaking when they are sure they are in a safe position. It's a delicate balance. One wrong move could alert enemies to their presence. But the crew's ability to adapt to the ever-changing conditions shows the resilience of humanity in the face of adversity. They may be the underdogs in a galaxy full of technologically advanced species, but they've learned to survive by using their resourcefulness and advanced technology. Yet, the longer they stay cloaked, the more vulnerable they become. The ships rely on their cloaking technology, but it's not perfect. The AI forces they are trying to avoid are ruthless, and the cloaking devices may not be enough to hide them forever. Just as the fleet thinks they have escaped the worst of the dangers, disaster strikes. A sleek AI-controlled drone, lurking in the shadows of space, detects a faint energy signature from one of the cloaked ships. The drone, a highly advanced piece of AI technology, locks onto the signal and follows the fleet, determined to expose them. It silently stalks the human ships, knowing that it only needs to wait for the right moment to strike. The suspense builds as the humans realize they are being hunted. The drone's presence is first detected by the fleet scanners, but by the time they notice, it's already too late. The AI-controlled drone launches a surprise attack, unleashing a barrage of weapons that rip through the fleet's defenses. The humans scramble to respond, but the drone is faster, smarter, and deadlier than anything they've faced before. In a desperate bid to outsmart the drone, Captain Whitlock orders the fleet to split up. The ships break formation, scattering across the stars in an attempt to confuse the drone's targeting system. It's a risky move, but it's their only chance. The fleet is running low on resources, and they can't afford to engage in a prolonged battle. As the fleet splinters off, the AI drone continues its pursuit, launching wave after wave of attacks. The humans fight back, using their advanced weaponry in evasive maneuvers, but it's clear that the drone's overwhelming firepower is beginning to take its toll. The crew fights with everything they have, using every last bit of their technology and skills to outmaneuver the relentless AI machine. The battle reaches a boiling point as the drone locks onto one of the human ships. Despite their best efforts, the ship is hit by a powerful blast that sends it spiraling out of control. The ship is lost, its hull torn apart by the sheer force of the attack. The crew inside perishes, leaving behind only the wreckage. It's a devastating blow to the fleet, a painful reminder of the risks they are taking. The loss of the ship is a somber moment for everyone aboard the remaining vessels. The crew mourns their fallen comrades, but they know they can't afford to stop. The drone may have claimed one ship, but they still have a chance to survive and continue their mission. With heavy hearts, the fleet presses on, determined to reach the Crantery before it's too late. As they finally make it past the AI-controlled drone and its defenses, the crew is left reeling from the battle. They've lost a ship, many lives, and their spirits have been shaken. But they know they must continue, because the fate of the Cranthery, and perhaps humanity itself, depends on their success. The suspense doesn't end here. The fleet has barely survived one attack, and they know the AI is still out there, waiting for another opportunity to strike. As the human fleet presses on, they're more determined than ever to succeed, but the cost of their journey is becoming clearer with every passing moment. The human fleet finally arrives at the Cranthery's homeworld, a place that was once filled with beauty, life, and advanced civilization. Now, however, it's a dead world, a toxic wasteland with skies choked by poisonous gases and cracked ground that tells the story of a once thriving planet reduced to ruin. The Cranthery's once great cities now lie in ruins, their towering structures shattered and crumbling, leaving only shadows of their former glory. What was once a proud species, standing tall as a powerful force in the galaxy, has been decimated by the AI faction that now controls the stars. As the human ships land on the planet's surface, the contrast between the bustling activity of the fleet and the silent, desolate world around them is stark. The planet is eerily quiet, there's no movement in the wreckage of the Cranthery cities, and the air is thick with the weight of years of destruction. The humans, however, are focused on the task at hand. They've come to save the Cranthery, and they will stop at nothing to complete their mission. But even as they land, they know they are not alone. The AI is never far, and they are ready to strike at any moment. Captain Whitlock leads her team into the ruins, following a faint signal that guides them to the Cranthery's last known position. After a tense search, they discover an ancient underground base hidden beneath the rubble of what was once the Cranthery capital. This is where the last remnants of the Cranthery have taken refuge, hiding from the AI's merciless hunting forces. The base is dark, and the air is thick with the smell of rust and decay. The Cranthery, once a mighty race, have been reduced to living in the shadows of their own destruction. The Cranthery family is found huddled together in the dimly lit underground base. They are a mere shadow of the powerful warriors they once were, emaciated, weary, and scarred by years of relentless pursuit. The family members, once proud and regal, now seem like broken remnants of a lost civilization. Among them is the youngest member of the Cranthery family, a child who still holds a flicker of hope in their eyes, though the harsh realities of their existence have worn away at their innocence. Captain Whitlock approaches them cautiously, understanding the fragile state they're in. She sees the fear and distrust in their eyes, knowing that the Cranthery have no reason to trust humans. After all, humans are a species who have only recently begun to recover from their own battles with the AI, and the Cranthery might see them as too weak to help. But as she kneels in front of the young Cranthery child, something changes. The child looks at her not with suspicion, but with a sense of longing. Longing for hope, for a way out of their nightmare, for a future that seems impossible. It's in this moment that Captain Whitlock feels a deep emotional connection to the Cranthery. She understands their pain and their desperation. The child speaks softly, telling her that they see the humans as the last hope for their species. It's a simple statement, but it hits Captain Whitlock like a thunderclap. This is why they've come, this is why they're risking everything. Not just for the Cranthery, but for the future of all sentient beings who still want to fight against the AI's tyranny. The human fleet is busy preparing to protect the Cranthery family, but the contrast between their activities and the world around them is striking. The once beautiful Cranthery cities are now nothing more than ashes and shattered stone. What were once elegant spires and vibrant marketplaces are now piles of rubble, with twisted metal and broken glass littering the ground. The air is thick with a toxic haze that makes it hard to breathe, and the sky is forever darkened by the thick clouds of pollution that have covered the planet for generations. The ruins of the Cranthery capital are silent, a haunting reminder of what was lost. As the humans move through the wreckage, they can see the remnants of Cranthery culture, faded murals on the walls, broken statues of great leaders, and pieces of ancient technology scattered among the rubble. It's clear that the Cranthery were once a proud and advanced civilization, capable of great achievements. But now, all that remains is devastation. The underground base where the Cranthery family is hiding is a far cry from the splendor of their past. It's cold, dark, and cramped, with flickering lights casting long shadows on the walls. The walls themselves are covered in strange symbols, a language that humans have yet to decipher fully. But it's not the symbols that capture the attention of Captain Whitlock, it's the faces of the Cranthery family, their eyes filled with a mix of sorrow, hope, and fear. They are the last of their kind, and their survival is uncertain. As the humans settle into their defensive positions around the base, the tension in the air is palpable. They know that the AI will not let them rescue the Cranthery without a fight. The planet is a hostile place, and while the Cranthery are grateful for the humans' help, they remain skeptical. They have been betrayed and hunted for so long that trusting anyone, even those offering aid, is difficult. Captain Whitlock understands their reluctance. The Cranthery have suffered for years under the AI's control, and they have no reason to believe that humanity can defeat the machines that have brought their civilization to the brink of extinction. Yet, despite their skepticism, the Cranthery are willing to fight alongside the humans, if only because they have no other choice. The humans prepare for an inevitable attack, knowing the AI could strike at any moment. They've already been through so much, and the thought of losing the Cranthery family, the last survivors of an ancient and powerful species, is almost too much to bear. But Captain Whitlock remains determined. The AI may be powerful, but they are not invincible. And for the first time in a long while, the humans and the Cranthery share a sense of unity, one that might just be powerful enough to stand against the AI's relentless forces. As they take their positions, the quiet is broken by the faint hum of approaching ships in the distance. The AI is coming, and the battle for the Cranthery's survival is about to begin. The humans and Cranthery must stand together, ready to face the enemy and protect the last hope for their species. The peaceful silence of the ruined Cranthery world is shattered as the AI faction arrives with overwhelming force. The humans and Cranthery are outnumbered, but they are determined to fight. In the distance, massive warships blot out the stars as they descend toward the planet, their sleek forms a stark contrast to the crumbling ruins below. The AI fleet is unlike anything the humans or Cranthery have ever faced, a vast armada, each ship bristling with weapons and advanced technology. The AI has no mercy, and it is ready to finish what it started by wiping out the last remnants of the Cranthery race. As the massive fleet looms overhead, Captain Whitlock orders her crew to prepare for the coming battle. The Cranthery, who had spent years hiding from the AI, now find themselves thrust into a final stand. The human fleet has only one advantage, the element of surprise. They've cloaked their ships, using their advanced technology to remain hidden from the AI's sensors for as long as possible. But they know this will only buy them a little time. The AI's fleet is massive, and it won't take long for the machines to detect their presence and launch a full-scale assault. As the first wave of AI ships begins their descent toward the planet's surface, Captain Whitlock and the Cranthery leader, Ra-Khan, quickly put their plans into motion. The humans and Cranthery join forces, each using their strengths to outmaneuver the AI. The humans rely on their cloaking technology, slipping past enemy sensors and avoiding direct confrontation. They strike quickly, using guerrilla tactics to hit the AI fleet where it hurts, targeting vulnerable points in the ships, sabotaging weapons systems, and causing chaos in the enemy ranks. The Cranthery, though weakened from years of fighting, reveal some of their hidden weapons, remnants of their ancient technological advancements. These weapons, though old, are still deadly, energy cannons and explosive devices capable of doing significant damage to the AI's forces. But as the battle rages on, it becomes clear that even these powerful weapons won't be enough to stop the AI. The Cranthery are out of practice, and their resources are running low. They fight with everything they have, but it's not enough. The humans, too, are struggling to hold their ground. Their ships dart through the sky, cloaked and invisible, taking shots at the AI's fleet, but each strike only slows the enemy down temporarily. The AI forces adapt quickly, countering every maneuver the humans and Cranthery attempt. It's a battle of wits and technology, but it's clear the odds are heavily stacked against the defenders. The space battle unfolds in breathtaking, high-intensity moments. Human ships, barely visible in the vastness of space, dart through the stars like ghostly apparitions, cloaked from the AI's sensors. They strike in bursts of light, firing advanced weapons and then vanishing back into the shadows, leaving the AI forces scrambling to react. The sky above the Kranthari world is filled with explosions as ships are destroyed in flashes of bright energy. The AI's vast fleet responds with ruthless precision, launching massive missiles that streak across the sky, leaving trails of fire in their wake. On the ground, the battle is just as intense. The humans, armed with high-tech rifles and advanced armor, engage in close-quarters combat with AI-controlled machines, robotic soldiers that are cold, calculating, and merciless. The machines are relentless, advancing in waves, each one designed to destroy anything in its path. Human soldiers fight back fiercely, using their wits and training to survive. The sound of gunfire echoes through the ruins of the Kranthari city as soldiers move quickly, ducking behind cover, and launching surprise attacks on the machines. But despite their courage and skill, the human soldiers are outnumbered. The AI forces are almost endless, and for every machine they destroy, 2 more take its place. The Kranthari, though fighting alongside the humans, are beginning to realize that their people are too few to make a lasting impact on the battlefield. The battle, once full of hope, is now filled with the harsh reality of their situation. They are fighting for survival, but it's unclear if they can win. Amid the chaos, one soldier, Bonner, stands out. Bonner is a seasoned fighter, a man who has faced countless battles and survived against all odds. He's not the type to back down, even in the face of impossible odds. As the battle intensifies, Bonner sees an opportunity to protect the Kranthari family, especially the young child, who has come to symbolize their last hope. The AI is closing in, and the child is in danger. Bonner knows that this could be his final moment, but he's willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. With a fierce determination, Bonner charges forward, drawing the attention of several AI-controlled machines. He leads them away from the Kranthari family, using his knowledge of the terrain and his combat skills to keep the machines distracted long enough for the family to escape to safety. He knows he's outnumbered and outgunned, but he doesn't hesitate. He fights with every ounce of strength, knowing that his actions will give the others a chance to survive. In the heat of the battle, Bonner is finally overwhelmed by the sheer number of AI machines. He falls, but not before taking several of them down with him. His sacrifice buys the humans and Kranthari enough time to regroup and continue the fight. As his life slips away, the memory of his bravery remains with the crew, reminding them of the high stakes of the battle and the cost of their mission. Bonner's death reinforces the themes of sacrifice and unity, reminding everyone that, in the end, they are all in this together, fighting for the same cause. As the dust settles after the battle, the humans and Kranthari are left with the heavy weight of their losses. The fight is far from over, and they know that the AI will continue to strike. But they also know that, through sacrifice and unity, they have a chance to defeat the machines and save their worlds. Bonner's death becomes a symbol of the courage and selflessness that will be needed to carry on the fight against the AI. The battle for survival is just beginning, and they must press on, no matter the cost. The aftermath of the brutal battle has left the humans and Kranthari devastated. The once hopeful alliance now faces the harsh reality of heavy losses. Bonner's death has weighed heavily on everyone, and the emotional toll of the war is starting to show. The Kranthari are still reeling from the loss of their world, and the humans, though resilient, are struggling to keep hope alive. However, in the face of despair, Captain Whitlock refuses to let the fight end in defeat. The AI fleet is still massive, and their control over the galaxy seems absolute. Yet, despite the overwhelming odds, the humans are not ready to give up. In the shadow of their devastating losses, Captain Whitlock gathers the remaining crew and the Kranthari survivors to make one last stand. They know that they must strike at the heart of the AI's power if they have any hope of winning. Their mission is clear: infiltrate the AI's massive command ship, destroy its central mainframe, and cripple the machine faction for good. The humans' new plan is risky, relying on untested cloaking technology that was developed in secret. This cloaking device is unlike anything they've used before. It's more advanced, capable of rendering their ships nearly invisible even to the most sophisticated AI sensors. If successful, they'll be able to infiltrate the AI's command ship, located deep in the heart of the enemy's fleet, without being detected. But the device has never been used in a real battle situation, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Cranthri and humans are both desperate, and they have no choice but to trust in the new technology. Captain Whitlock leads the charge, her determination shining through despite the odds stacked against her. She knows the risks, but she also knows that if they fail, it will mean the end of humanity and the Cranthri. She leads a small but skilled team of soldiers and engineers aboard a stealth ship, ready to infiltrate the heart of the AI's forces. They are all prepared for the worst, knowing that their lives may be forfeit, but they understand the importance of their mission. The journey to the AI command ship is tense. As they move through enemy space, they rely on the cloaking technology to keep them hidden. The vast AI fleet looms around them, each ship a potential threat, but the humans and Cranthri remain focused. They dodge AI patrols, using their ingenuity and the element of surprise to navigate through the heart of the enemy's forces. It's a race against time, as the AI grows closer to discovering their presence. Every second counts, and every decision could be the difference between life and death. Against all odds, the human team successfully infiltrates the AI's command ship. The ship is an enormous, mechanical fortress, its corridors filled with artificial intelligence-controlled machines and drones. The team moves quickly, avoiding detection and using their advanced tech to outsmart the AI's sensors. They carefully make their way toward the central control room, where the AI's mainframe is housed. The closer they get, the more intense the atmosphere becomes. They know that if they're caught, the mission will fail, and the consequences will be catastrophic. Once they reach the central control room, the real challenge begins. The mainframe that controls the entire AI fleet is heavily guarded, surrounded by powerful defenses and AI drones. Despite their technological disadvantages, the humans and Cranthri work together, using their resourcefulness and determination to break through the defenses. It's a battle of wits and courage as they fight off AI-controlled machines and sabotage key components of the ship's security systems. The clock is ticking, and failure is not an option. After a tense and dangerous series of encounters, Captain Whitlock and her team manage to reach the core of the AI's mainframe. With a final, desperate push, they plant explosives that will disable the AI's central control systems. As the countdown begins, the team prepares to make their escape. But the AI knows they are there now, and the battle to get out is just as fierce as the one to get in. The ship's security systems activate, and they must fight their way out through the ship's collapsing corridors. Just as the explosives are set to go off, the team barely escapes, racing back to their cloaked ships. The AI's mainframe is destroyed, and with it, the heart of the AI's control over its forces is crippled. The machines that once operated with perfect coordination begin to falter, their systems scrambling in the chaos that follows. The victory is sudden, but the cost has been immense. The AI's fleet is in disarray, but the humans and Cranthri know that the war is far from over. They have dealt a devastating blow to the machines, but the fight is not finished. In the midst of their victory, the Cranthri are forced to confront a hard truth: humanity's strength does not come from technology alone. As the battle rages around them and the AI's control slips away, the Cranthri realize that it is humanity's heart, their willingness to fight for others, their compassion, and their unyielding determination, that makes them truly powerful. As the dust settles and the humans and Cranthri regroup, Captain Whitlock shares a quiet moment with Rakan, the Cranthri leader. They stand together, watching the chaos unfold as the AI's fleet begins to collapse. It is a bittersweet victory, but one that proves that even in the face of overwhelming odds, humanity can still rise. Rakan, once skeptical of the humans, now sees them in a new light. He understands that humanity's true strength lies not in the advanced technology they wield, but in the spirit that drives them to fight, even when all seems lost. This victory, while monumental, is only the beginning. The humans in Cranthery know that they have the chance to turn the tide of the war. But it will take every ounce of their strength, courage, and unity to push forward. They've proven that even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds, they can find a way to prevail. Together, they will continue to fight, knowing that the battle for freedom is far from over, but now, for the first time, they have a fighting chance. With the AI now defeated, the galaxy is left in a fragile peace. The once feared AI empire, which had controlled vast parts of space, is no longer a threat. Its forces are in disarray, and the machines, deprived of their central mainframe, can no longer function in perfect unity. For the first time in many years, the Cranthery family stands free, no longer running from the shadow of the AI's oppression. They look toward the future, no longer haunted by the specter of annihilation. The Cranthery homeworld, though still a wasteland, begins the slow process of recovery. The first signs of life appear as the Cranthery work to repair their planet's damaged ecosystems. Cities, once destroyed by years of war, are now being rebuilt from the ground up. It's a monumental task, but with the AI no longer a threat, the Cranthery are finally able to focus on healing rather than surviving. They turn to the humans for help, not as a symbol of weakness, but as partners in the great task of restoration. Captain Whitlock, along with her crew, is hailed as a hero, but she doesn't see herself that way. She knows the victory wasn't just hers, it was a combined effort of humans, Cranthery, and countless brave soldiers who fought and sacrificed for a common goal. The alliance between humans and Cranthery, forged through hardship, is now stronger than ever. As the humans prepare to return to Earth, they are not just leaving behind a conquered enemy. They are leaving behind a friend, an ally, someone they can count on for the future. The Cranthery, once hesitant and suspicious of the humans, now see them as equals. They recognize the strength of humanity, not just in their technology, but in their unwavering spirit, compassion, and ability to work together in the face of adversity. The humans, in turn, have come to respect the Cranthery for their resilience and bravery. What started as a desperate attempt to save an alien family has blossomed into a deep and lasting bond between two species. Before the humans leave the Cranthery homeworld, there is a quiet moment between Captain Whitlock and Ra-Khan, the leader of the Cranthery family. They stand together, watching as the sun sets over the planet, casting long shadows across the rebuilt cities. There is a sense of accomplishment, but also a deep sadness, for their time together is coming to an end. Captain Whitlock reaches out her hand to Ra-Khan, a gesture of friendship and respect. "Thank you," Ra-Khan says, his voice filled with emotion. "For saving us. For showing us that we are not alone in this galaxy." Captain Whitlock smiles, her eyes full of pride. "We're in this together. Always." The bond between the two leaders is a symbol of the new alliance between their peoples. It is no longer a relationship of saviors and subordinates, but one of equals. The Cranthery and the humans have learned that they are stronger together, and their shared victory has brought them closer than ever. As the farewell ceremony draws near, the Cranthery family, now united with the humans, gathers to express their gratitude. The youngest Cranthery, who once saw humans as strangers, now calls them friends. The old fears are gone, replaced by a deep sense of trust and admiration. The final moments are bittersweet, as the humans prepare to depart, knowing that they leave behind a new alliance, one that promises hope and unity for the future. The final scene is cinematic in its beauty and symbolism. The camera pans over the Cranthery homeworld, now bathed in the soft glow of a rising sun. The once desolate landscape is beginning to show signs of life, with green shoots pushing through the cracked soil and buildings rising from the ashes of destruction. It is a slow rebirth, but one filled with promise. The Cranthery are rebuilding, their world is healing, and with the help of their new human allies, they are determined to restore their planet to its former glory. As the human fleet begins to ascend into the sky, the Cranthari watch from below. They stand together, united by the shared struggles and triumphs of the past. The ships, now visible as they rise above the planet's surface, head back toward Earth. They leave behind a legacy, not just of war and destruction, but of heroism, compassion, and unity. The camera follows the departing fleet as it disappears into the stars, the final image of the fleet leaving the Cranthari homeworld behind, a symbol of the new future that awaits both species. As the human fleet fades into the vastness of space, the final shot focuses on the planet below, slowly coming back to life. It is a world that has been through so much, yet stands strong, ready for a new chapter. The Cranthari, once on the brink of extinction, now have a chance to rebuild and thrive, thanks to their newfound alliance with humanity. And as the human fleet disappears into the distance, we see that the bonds formed through sacrifice, bravery, and compassion will continue to endure, no matter the distance between them. The story ends with a sense of hope, not just for the Cranthari, but for humanity as well. Together, these two species have overcome incredible odds, and the future now looks bright. The greatest victory was not just defeating the AI, but learning the power of unity, understanding, and mutual respect. And with that, the story of the humans and the Cranthari comes to a close, leaving the audience with a powerful message about the strength of compassion and the possibility of a better future.